And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Star Chronicles Dallas Cowboy Football Podcast. Back with another exciting show. Unfortunately, I thought we would have some better news. I was hoping that Kyle was going to be right out of this thing, Kyle and Ron. But unfortunately, me and Lisa were right this week with a 28-25 victory. The Baltimore Ravens kind of saw the writing on the wall, guys. I mean, defense uninspired. Second week in a row, they're still looking like they're playing the Packers. It's just ridiculous. What's your thoughts on it, Kyle?
Defense wise, starting with defense.
Yeah, let's go with the defense because
Okay.
that's the main.
Yeah.
Go ahead with the defense.
Yeah. They just looked bad out there, man. Like they looked like they'd never seen a quarterback play read option before. You know what I mean? Like, and you know it, I know it. The stadium knows it. That's all they run is read option. To me, it's a basic college offense. They run like they run a handful of running plays, and occasionally he throws it down the field. You know what I mean? And like those ends, like I saw in that clip, they were crashing down so bad, and they just took it outside and ran right around them like they were not even there, like they were cones. It was pretty bad. I thought safeties played a shitty performance. I think they had like total team wise defensively 15 missed tackles. Like, it was awful. It was an awful performance. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a lot of good things to pick from this game. Well, unless you're Jerry Jones. But anyways, Lisa Lee, what did you think about the defense overall?
I mean, the fact that I'm a middle-aged woman and I knew what Baltimore was going to do. Like, you mean to tell me y'all can't relay that? And, like Micah's thing today was, we've got to learn to stay in our gaps and we've got to learn to, stay home. Well, but you were one of the biggest offenders, like, especially that first play right out of the box. Like, he even said, we knew what they were going to do. Well, then how in the cornbread hell do you, like Kyle said, you're just, it was, and the score is deceiving for those of y'all that don't know. The score is deceiving. It was not as close as the score let on. So, I mean, I think Baltimore got away a little bit from what they were doing in the first half. Maybe they let off the gas a little bit. I don't know, but it could have been a lot worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It could have been way worse. You're talking about Micah Parsons. I heard what he's had to say also, and I didn't feel a bit encouraged by anything the man said. And again, I just wish he kind of just shuts up. I mean, I just don't want to hear him talk no more. Because my hot sports opinion is like a lot of these guys, yeah, they're hell of athletes. I mean, they have like high levels of athleticism. There's no denying that. But I think at the end of the day, this might be a football IQ thing. And you can't mask not knowing what you're doing. I don't care how athletic you are. And I think this might end up being the case. What's your thoughts overall on the defense, Starstruck fan?
It was horrible. I mean, it was absolutely horrible. I mean, I just don't get it. You know what the Ravens do. You know what Lamar Jackson is capable of. You had to know this team was going to do what they did. We've seen this time and time again. I just don't get it. We saw this, and I can never remember the guy's name when we played the Cardinals. Was it last year, week 2 or whatever? The quarterback has been on, Joshua Dobbs. Did the same thing. Ran read option. It's the same thing that kills us every time. Jalen Hurts, when he played us that night, and Micah Parsons was spinning all over the place, didn't know whether he should get this guy, go get this guy. Same thing. Lamar Jackson, same. It's the same thing. Why are the players not getting it? If like Dak Prescott said, you all are professionals. You've been in the league how long now? You had to know that's what the Ravens were going to. I don't care what they did the week before. They're going to play you. They know you don't have a run defense. They're going to run. The last time the Ravens played us, I think Lamar Jackson, if I remember correctly, went off then. I remember he had Sean Lee all over the place, I think it was at that time. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, let me ask you this question. Well, I guess we'll start with you again, Ron. Do you think is this a personnel thing, a lack of talent thing, or a lack of sports IQ? Because a lot of things that they're saying, I'm thinking that that's something that Micah doesn't even need to even express. That's some you would think anybody that's a normal fan that will be like, oh yeah, you got to cover your gaps, you got to follow your assignments, you got to have like a lot of trust in people. Why am I hearing this from Mike all of a sudden in week 3? That's like some basic common stuff. Is that concerning, or and
It
he's
is.
guilty and he's guilty for a lot of it. So
It
what
is
is it?
very,
What is it? Low
very.
football IQ, lack of ability, or just don't give no damn? Which one is
I
it?
I think it's a combination of all except for them. I think they do care. I do believe that they do care. But the other parts that you name, that I feel there's an issue there with IQ at certain positions. I mean, because and I'm not trying to put any players down, but you do have a guy that's out there playing defensive back that's a rookie. So I'm not going to
True.
sit here and say this guy is super intelligent. He knows everything. Fifth round pick, and I'm not down on the guy. It is what it is. Fifth round pick. He's thrown in the lineup as a rookie. I said there's definitely some other areas of issues, but one of the plays was him. And
Hmm.
so I'm
It
saying
was
at
him not
certain,
knowing how to tackle. I'm fairly
yeah,
certain
yeah.
whatever round you're drafted in, they teach you how to form tackle.
Well, it wasn't even
Yeah,
just
true.
the tackle. It was the fact that he was just off balance from the jump when he was
Gotcha.
covering, that he wasn't in the proper position. The NFL is much faster than where you came from, son,
Sure.
Yes,
in
and plus,
college
and,
football.
and
Yeah.
plus, he has a level of aggression also too
Yes.
that, and
Yes.
that level of aggression is going to kill you too. One, if you're a rookie in the
Yeah.
NFL, and two, if you're just smack dab into a real world of where everyone's fast as hell, you're not
Yes.
going to be able to do your athleticism is not going to cover for you and
Yeah.
stuff in the NFL. You
Yeah.
got to have it all.
And I'm going to say this, and I'll definitely let the other teammates get their points in. But I know we talked about him recently, and I said it's not a show to bash Carson, but I know we talked about him recently. We were wondering what he was going to look like this season, and I'd kind of mentioned on that night. I said, well, I think he's going to be a little bit like Diggs because we saw the aggressiveness that Diggs had
Mm-hmm.
his rookie season, and we saw how as certain teams that played at a more intelligent level started using that against him when he would be aggressive. And of course, over the years, he's matured and gotten better at that. But I think that's probably where we are with Carson right now, with Kalen Carson. So, but throw it back to the rest of the team.
Okay, what's your thoughts, Lisa? The big 3. What do you think is the number one problem? You think it's IQ, lack of ability, or just not giving a damn?
I think it's kind of a hybrid, kind of like Ron said. I think it's trying to do too much and just not trusting the process, maybe. And I think that's a little bit what Micah was alluding to. Like he was talking about the guys behind him have to trust that he's going to do his job. Well, the play that Kyle just sent us in the group chat, like you clearly didn't do your job. So then the people behind you had to run up and save a whole, just an absolute touchdown on the first play of the game. And so,
Mm-hmm.
um, but it's like if you I can't put my finger on it, and all the people talking about it today was just like everybody knew what Baltimore was going to do. Everybody knew what Baltimore was going to do. So how do they come out and do exactly what they're going to do? It's like they are who we thought they were. They did
Mm-hmm.
exactly what we all knew they were going to do, and they did it at will. So I don't have a clear answer because maybe it is the football IQ because clearly a lot of them, but not all of them are new. That's the thing too. If they were all rookies, okay, you can put it off on that. But Micah's not new. D-Law's not new. The
But
defensive tackle situation is hot garbage. But
yeah, but you could have all the athleticism in the world, still be dumb as a box of rocks, and you're still
no,
it's gonna
yeah,
show
I
eventually.
definitely get that. And that's what we've talked about with, like, even with Jalen Smith, like we talked about him. Obviously, he had that leg injury at Notre Dame, but maybe that's the reason he was so good at Notre Dame was just because he was so much more athletically gifted. Then when
Yeah.
it came time to actually learning a defense and running a defense and you weren't that now you had the leg injury, so you're not just, you're average at best. I'm talking athletically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, maybe that's where it does catch up with them. I don't know. I don't know how moments, and maybe it's just because we're playing bad teams. There's some moments where And even some of our games against San Francisco, we looked on defense, we weren't terrible, but I don't know. I don't have the answer.
I mean, what's your thoughts, Kyle? Lack of football IQ, lack of ability, or just don't give a damn?
I can't speak for IQ. Ability could be one thing. I mean, as far as the corner, he was the least of the problems yesterday. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
True.
let's be real here.
Yeah,
because I heard some very interesting facts that are going to blow your guys' mind. Through 3 games, they have let up the most rushing yards since 1963. Okay, the Dallas Cowboys Eagles. And 3 games, they let up the most rushing yards per attempt since 1979. And 3 games, they let up the most rushing touchdowns in Cowboys history. So, I get it. Kalen Carson didn't play his best game. He's a 5th-round rookie. The problem is this run game. They can't stop anybody. And that's Jim Jones' fault because he thought it was okay to wait until the 3rd week of training camp to actually go out and address it. And he signed a bunch of bums. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. A rookie cornerback's going to make mistakes. That's to be expected. They all make mistakes. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They cannot stop the run, and that is the problem. Like I said, we're talking since 1963. That's pathetic. That's awful. I mean, and that's the problem with defense.
Speaking of the run, what's the total yards between Ezekiel Elliott and Derrick Henry comparison to so far this year?
Zeke had 6 yesterday. Zeke had 6, and one had 150, I think.
Okay,
so
6. So 6. Let me take off my shoe. What else did he have?
What else did Zeke have?
I don't. Again. I like Zeke. Notice I've downgraded from the love to like now. They're gonna have to cut him.
If his name was Bob Smith, would he be in this team right now after 6 yards? And he had 14 last week. Would he be in the team?
Hell no.
Exactly. There you go. That's my point. There you go.
He would have been cut. That money we paid Zeke, we couldn't parlay did a parlay with Derrick Henry right a damn way when free agency started. We couldn't have did that.
And Jerry's full of shit saying we can't afford them.
100%.
God, when he says stuff like that. Yeah, not only.
He's playing on the heartstrings of the fan base that are saying that stuff. That we just don't have the money because we overpaid on Dak. That's all that does. And
but you hadn't paid Dak. You hadn't even done Dak's deal back then. Whenever Derek was available, if you had extended Dak back then, you would have gotten him cheaper, and you could have spread out the money and freed up like $40 million in cap space if you'd done them both back then.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's in denial. He said, you heard him a few days ago, it's the media that's making this running game an issue. The media is bringing it up. He doesn't think it's an issue. The media. That's what he said.
Yeah,
he said it's all part of the media.
The scoreboard, the scoreboard and the box stats is what's making the damn running game.
According to Jerry, according to Jerry, he likes the running back room. It's the media that's bringing this up.
And he is drunk.
Can somebody give me a name of a media person so I can just say that media person had 150 yards?
I mean,
150 yards.
Derrick Henry, why you bugging? Just saw him just like a damn freight train.
I know.
And I'm not saying that's going to work for us because you know how we do everything ass backwards. I mean, we have some issues on our offensive line, so maybe it wouldn't be the same. But damn it, I would like to see it though. Than what we got right now. But at least
make an effort. That's the thing. We talked about it before. You didn't address the running back thing the issues in free agency. You didn't address the defensive tackle situation in free agency. And what are your two biggest needs?
Or the draft.
Or the draft for that matter on both positions. So, and what are your two most glaring holes right now? Running back and running game defense.
Yeah. And you had options.
You had good options in the draft.
Yep. And you could have just took care of that running back thing. You could have just said, we're going to spin the wheel on Saquon and Derrick Henry, damn it. You could have had them both. In reality, you could have had them both. And what do we got?
That would, Well, you could have had either or. You wouldn't have them both on the roster. That's
probably not. Well, probably not. But still, And I mean, I think this thing would be we'd be way more at ease with this thing if we never
This
would have heard Derrick Henry say he never called, he never reached out. That is like that's the biggest kicker right there. For that MFer to go on national television and sit up there and say I'm happy with this the way this shit is, it just blows my damn mind.
Yeah.
It's like it just makes me wonder: does somebody have like some stuff on Jerry where he just like intentionally tanking games or something? I mean, what the hell is going on? I mean, this is like opposite land.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know how you can, as the GM / owner / whatever other effing title he wants to give himself, sit in that box and be like, yeah, that running back situation looks fine.
Yeah.
Like even at the end of last year, like, or to say, yeah, we're good at stopping the run. We should not address that.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you
Like,
what it sounds like. It sounds like somebody that you would be talking to, holding a conversation in a senior home. But they're
for
telling
Yeah.
you
sure.
things aren't as bad as what they seem.
why
Mm.
is it
I
why
see
isn't
I see
Dalvin
the
Cook played
flowers.
yet?
I see the flowers over there. It's so beautiful, and the naming stuff that's not even existing, in this world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, where's Dalvin Cook? Anybody?
Ask Jerry. That was basically Mike McCarthy's answer today. I
I
don't
don't
know. I
know.
don't make those
Probably working
decisions.
part time
Ask
with my son
Jerry.
tonight.
Shit.
Probably working
Ah,
part time with my son somewhere tonight. I don't know.
I mean, because I think as fans, we have at least the right to see this man. Well, maybe this man can't even play or yet. Maybe he's still injured. Maybe. Oh man.
I mean,
Well,
can you give me more than 6 yards? That's all I need. I mean, I could go get a undrafted rookie to give me more than 6 fucking yards. You know what I
I
mean?
could
Like,
run on
I
the
hate to
field.
rag on Zeke. Like,
Yeah.
this was all fan service. You know what I mean? We didn't do anything for agency, so let's get the fans on our
hey,
side. Let's find an
but
old favorite everyone loves. Zeke Ellington's
but
good.
but but
Oh
you but you
yeah.
but you know what? As far as aesthetics go, and as far as Jerry Jones goes, as far as how this 75% of this damn fan base is damn just insane. They all ate that shit up.
Oh, I know.
They ate it up.
Got the
I mean,
15 jerseys on.
yeah, people
Yeah.
sit there talking about, well, those 1 yard and one first and goals that we had, they're going to be touchdowns now because we got Zeke.
Well, we
Well,
can't even get inside the
Yeah,
20
that's
right
the
now.
problem
yeah,
right there.
yeah, which is an
Or we do.
excellent,
Problem.
If we do, our wide receiver fumbles the ball. So I mean,
yeah,
you
which is an excellent transition.
know.
Uh, Lisa Lee, this offense, and why does CeeDee Lamb look like he's playing the Packers again? Like somebody told him something horrible, like Santa didn't exist anymore or whatever. Because he just looked like he wasn't even there for the first 3 quarters.
Here's my thing about him, and I adore him. Let me give my disclaimer. But you can't bitch about not
Mhm.
getting the ball, and when you do get it, you effing fumble inside the 10 or the
Mm-hmm.
20.
Yeah.
It was a
You
10.
can't.
It was a 10-yard line.
Was
Yep.
it okay? Yeah.
Yep.
So you also can't bitch about not getting the ball because as a receiver, if it hits your hands, except
Mhm.
for if it grazes the tips of your fingers, if it hits your hand in any form or fashion, you have one job.
Yep.
And so you bitch and talk about, I'm going to be here all day talking to Dak. And I don't know what that conversation was, but the Dak post-game presser got a little chippy.
Mm-hmm.
Dak is like, F it. Dak was this way before he got his new deal. So Dak we had already talked about this, where he was starting to get a little more feisty.
Mm-hmm.
But in that presser yesterday, somebody point blank asked him, why are you and CeeDee not on the same page? And he was just like, I mean, just lack of reps and, basically him not being here during training camp. And he didn't say it that brutally, but he was basically saying, and then he was like talking about, the offense having
Professionalism.
focus, and professionalism and on the field and after practice reps and different things like that. And, Dak doesn't give a damn at this point. Like, he got his second contract. He
Mm-hmm.
joked about Jerry's going to owe him another one, but I don't know. I don't know why. And CD should know they're going to double cover you. You are the only option.
Yep, and he wasn't holding that ball tight at all.
So if you're not getting the ball, they talked about it with Patrick Mahomes today too, about Travis Kelce. He was like, every team we play against is doing everything they can to take Travis out of the mix. But is Travis bitching about not getting the ball? No.
No. And Travis is still getting separation and stuff. There was some stat about the Cowboys receiving core in general, talking about they get the least separation out of any receivers in the NFL collectively. That to me is insane when you
Well, when
have
you
CeeDee
watch other
Lamb on your team.
teams, if you watch other games, and Troy, I know you don't watch a ton of other games, but like when even these players from Buffalo, I don't even know who their receivers are. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they're getting lots of separation. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. I don't know what's, but they don't have to key, they're going to key on the receivers because you don't have a running game at all.
I say cut Zeke and get rid of Vaughn and just see what the hell we can do. Because Vaughn's a liability just of his size, you know.
But
And
you
I mean,
can't deplete your whole running back room. Like, you got to have bodies.
there has to be somebody out there, some damn buddy. I'd rather roll with damn Adrian Peterson over Zeke right now. At least I know Adrian's gonna run.
Yeah.
He's gonna try.
He's got to try.
I mean, it's just we just all get
they're-
wrapped up into this damn the
they
cowboy hoobla of
well, that's what
we
I was
guys.
saying.
I mean, we
Yeah,
just
they
wrapped up in that nonsense.
yeah, they're playing them the exact same way I said that it should not go. You brought Zeke in here. You was not supposed to rely on this man to carry over 15 times a game. He was supposed to come in here and, like somebody's been saying, it's supposed to be like a red zone spark. He's basically supposed to be a guy within 30 or within the 20-yard line. You know, as you approach the red zone, you get in the red zone. But if you got to rely on him between the 20s, that's when things start to get a little sticky. You shouldn't, but we're having to because none of the other guys are breaking anything. I mean, Rico Dowdle's had his moments of 5-6 yards here and there, but there's been nothing that's been remotely like a threat, like somebody busting something for over 30, 40 yards, you know. To bring Zeke in, it's like when you bring him in, it's like you're just rotating the guy, just hoping somebody can give you
Well, that's
something, and it's just not happening.
Well, that's the problem. Don't you think that most running backs, though, they get in a groove as they keep
Yeah,
going, right? Don't you
yeah,
think that, like
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Dowdle plays a series, they'll play the second series, and all of a sudden they'll put Deuce in for 3 plays. Okay,
yeah,
Deuce runs one ball once out. Next
yeah,
series, Zeke gets 2 handoffs. And
mm,
then, then it's the series before half. All right, Dowdle,
yeah,
go back out there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
what the?
yeah,
He's been sitting on the sideline for 2
yeah,
series now. You know what I mean?
yep,
Like,
yeah,
and I know he's not great, but
yep,
sometimes
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you guys know this.
No,
Sometimes
you're
running
absolutely
backs
right.
just need to get in the groove and get the ball more.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
and
So
right.
so so
you
so
guys,
you think even if Zeke got more carry, are you just talking about Zeke in general?
Oh
Or you
no,
just talking
no,
about
no, not
running
even
back?
Zeke. No, no,
Rico.
not
Okay,
Zeke.
okay. I'm like,
If
okay, so
if
because
it's if it's
I'm just wondering. So we just need 11 carries from him then, and
if
then
it
all of a
if it if
sudden,
it's if it's third and goal from the 1 yard line, put Zeke out there. Fine, whatever, fuck it.
Yeah,
But like
yeah,
you Dowdle needs to get in the groove. Like you can't put him
yeah,
in a series, 2 series, then
yeah,
yank him for somebody else. It makes no
yeah,
sense. Like
exactly.
But
just to
you
see.
could even see that with Derrick Henry yesterday. Like
yeah,
right off the bat, it took him a couple runs, and then
Oh, it
of
did.
course
Yeah,
he
Exactly.
found his way. But
Exactly.
yeah. He
yeah.
finished with 25 carries.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you right. I'm telling you right now. I'd be happier with Dottle and Davis back there than what we got right
I would
now.
too. Yeah, me too. Just you only
I mean,
four guys.
I'm keeping it 100% real. I don't care how many times Davis is on this ends up on this
Yeah.
damn team. I'd be happier with him and Dottle right now.
Can I make one comment about the CeeDee Lamb real quick? I know to change back to CeeDee Lamb. Like
Sure.
I agree with Lisa. He needs to stop being a bitch. That's what he's being a bitch right now. Like
Yeah.
because you know what? Like he spent the entire second half puffing and puffing, while guys like Ferguson were making plays, guys like Turpin were making plays, Tolbert was making plays, Rooks was making plays, and CeeDee Lamb is bitching and running lazy half-ass routes, and he caught the ball one time there for 9 yards in the second half. And I know
Yeah.
it's towards the season, but they were still playing. I didn't see Ferguson bitching and moaning and slanting. I have never been so embarrassed than that replay of CD sitting in the end zone, slamming his hands down like a toddler. That
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you got paid $34 million a year. You were all smiles signing that fucking check of yours.
Yeah.
Man the fuck up. And you know what else? You know why Dak made that comment? Because he walked out in the locker room and didn't do any presser afterwards. He didn't take any questions from media.
Yeah.
That's what Dak's talking about: accountability, professionalism. Because now, like I said, not only Every person in the locker room has to ask a question to CeeDee Lamb. Every person. Now it's on Dak to answer. It's on Zach Martin to answer. It's on Ferguson to answer. It's like, dude, CeeDee Lamb, I love you too. Great. But stop being bitch. Like, man, the fuck up, dude. It is making me sick. Your antics right now. It's like,
Yeah, because
oh,
Ferguson, he's catching balls with like nowhere to go. Just
yeah,
catching, basically just catching the ball and just getting dropped,
like,
And he wasn't
yeah.
bitching, you know.
No, Jalen Tolman's out there fighting and playing still to the very end. He's
Yeah,
not crying and bitching and moaning. Like, I get it. He's not a one receiver, but Jesus Christ, man, you're still in this game. You have 3 points. If he doesn't fumble that ball, I mean, like I said, hey, that's a field goal, right? We gotta agree. It's a field goal.
yeah. Well, the way we play,
Yeah,
it's a field goal. You can't sit up there and say that would have been the win.
exactly. Yeah.
We would have been
Hey, well,
tied.
it was a 3-point game. Let's hear the other game. So I'm just saying, like, dude, you win the game. The ball
Well,
kind of
and
went
when
to
he
you.
fumbled, like it was more, yeah, it was a turnover, but it was a momentum killer because they were finally moving the
100%.
ball, things were going,
100%.
they were starting to
Yeah.
click, and then
100%.
you've been bitching for 2.5 quarters, and
Yep.
now that stops the momentum.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
But I was watching the Minnesota and Houston game right after. Well, I watched it mostly probably during the second half of our game, but um, Justin Jefferson isn't playing like he's not acting mad. Like the only time he threw a fit was when he screwed up.
Yeah.
He dropped a pass and he was mad at himself. But
Hey,
like
there you go. Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
And
has Sam
that's
freaking Darnold as the quarterback.
and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
So
but that's the way
He,
it's supposed
And
to
he
be. I
still
mean,
finds a way to get open even in double coverage.
well,
right.
because there's accountability and stuff, and some people want it more than others, and I think we just have a collection of people on our team that just doesn't want it as much as others. I think they
I
just
don't
want
think
to
it's
hand
a
it to
matter
them.
of want though, Troy. I will argue with that with you with that is that
I
I
just
don't think
don't.
it's a want to. I think there's no expectations here. You come
wait.
here, you play. There's going to be all the somebody compared it. I can't remember which. I think it was Colin Cowherd. He compared the Cowboys to the Kardashians. He was like, everybody watches and everybody's disgusted. Like it's like everybody keeps buying in and seeing the circus every single time. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, that's hilarious because it's celebrity row, like we talked about last
Mm-hmm.
week. It's celebrity row before the game. So I don't think I think the players, I think maybe want to win, but it's like, there's no expectations. Like
Well,
it's like
See, I
acceptance of
don't.
mediocrity.
I don't. I just feel like this team. Well, one, they think they're way better than what they are. That's one problem they have. I mean, it's like that. It's like people that are expecting and wanting to be anointed as being better or superior than somebody without putting any of the damn work or collecting any of the skins for people to actually believe and say it. And I think it's a problem with like a lot of the players on this team.
But how can they look at the tape and be like, we're better than anyone in the league right now?
Because
What
they're
saying.
well, look at their owner. The owner's happy
yeah.
with how the run game is and the run personnel. All
Mm.
that shit trickles down to everybody else.
You know what the most disappointing thing for me is, I think, regarding CD and all this shit? Like, he said on Radio Row during the Super Bowl, like, he needs to step up and be a leader. Dak can't be the only leader on this team. Other people need to step up and be leaders, including himself. But leaders don't act like that. Leaders do not act like that.
Nope, they don't.
Leaders act like how Dak acted. You know what I mean? He does not quit. He does not bitch. He does not moan. He does not show emotion, like, visibly, like, anger. Like, he's
Yep,
frustrated around. Like, he doesn't,
and
like,
when you say,
CD talks out one side of his mouth and does the other. You know what I mean? Like, dude,
yep,
you want to be a leader, then you gotta act like a fucking leader.
yep, and when you say that, Kyle, the funniest thing to me is the only person that has the right to complain about any fucking thing on this team is Dak. Dak's been the one that's been
Exactly.
shitted
I
on
wish he
more than
would.
anybody on this team. I mean, I wish Dak would just sit there and say, I'm just around a bunch of damn sorry ass MFers. And
I
that's what
know.
it is. And the problem is nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to work. Let me give you an example of stuff. I'm sitting there throwing passes to my damn self, basically. You want to know the reason why the rookies and Tolberts get more balls and stuff than some of our stars do? Because they're actually working out with me after practice and shit. I want to hear all the damn dirt. Go ahead and spill all that damn tea, Dak.
Yeah. Yep.
Because there's
Well,
stuff.
and for
Yeah.
for anyone who questions his contract, watch how he carries himself in those post-game pressers.
Yeah.
Watch how he carries himself in the locker room with the press. Watch how he carries himself on the field. And I challenge you, not you guys, because we've already talked about this. I challenge anyone listening to this. You go find me one other quarterback in this league that could deal with everything that Dak Prescott has to deal with and
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Jones, and you tell me
Mm-hmm.
if they could do it better.
And
Mm-hmm.
there isn't, because I'm telling you, I mean, Tom Brady's greatness, but he couldn't. I don't think Aaron Rodgers could in this scenario.
Oh, no way. Yeah.
Especially keep their mouth shut, and not say any damn
Mm-hmm.
thing, and try and keep it professional. Hell, Aaron Rodgers would have said some crazy shit by now,
Yeah,
and Tom
'cause
Brady probably would have too.
the environment produces that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
you saw Des Bryant when he walked around here. It got to the point where it's like Des was like fed up. Like, you know what? I forget it. Greg Hardy was ready to punch half of the team in their face one day at the game because he just couldn't get over how soft the team was. He's like, we out there getting ran over. Nobody cares. And
Hardy.
yeah, he was fired up on the sideline. I mean, people were
Yeah.
like,
Not the
saying
best. Not the best example of Greg
Yeah,
Hardy.
he
yeah.
wasn't a
Give
bad
me one of these
example,
like
but
not Greg Hardy smacking,
have we
play
have
marks out
we
of the coach's
seen
hand in the
anybody?
sideline.
But
Yeah.
have we seen any other player other than have we seen any other player hold the guys accountable on the sideline though? At least he had a
Who
point
was
that game. He's like,
accountable? He
I'm the
was.
only
True.
one out here that's doing something. I'm chasing the quarterback. I'm stopping the run. He was a one man gang for that game where he was upset and he felt nobody else was doing their job and they were trying to calm him down on the sideline. He was about ready to punch everybody in the face.
That was
We don't
ten
have
million.
nobody like that. We
That
don't
Uh,
that
have a
that,
fired
that,
up guy like that.
that was a $10 million signing bonus that year, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
We don't
Anyway,
have anybody
yeah.
that fired up.
All them sacks we mustered up. Woo.
If we had the money
Nobody's
back from
on.
him and Taco and all the other wasted picks, we could have afforded Derrick Henry.
Yeah, nobody.
I know that's
Nobody.
not how it works,
There's
FYI.
no player on this team that's holding the team accountable. This would be the perfect time I would expect to see a players only meeting. Will we get that? Have we ever had a players only meeting? Maybe once. I don't
Now,
know.
now with
We don't
Jerry,
have those options.
now without Jerry recording it and stuff,
But
sitting in
but
another room.
this is the type of time right now where the players would come together, and I mean I know it's just Monday, but a leader on that team would be like, "We're having a meeting this week. I don't like what's been going on. We need to come in and talk about it."
It needs
Now
to be
that
like
doesn't
Fight
happen
Club.
this week.
Just put them
That
all in the room
yeah,
and say,
yeah,
y'all fight it out until whoever comes out
that
can start
that
this week.
needs to happen, and
Can I
we
can,
don't have that.
can I throw it? Can I break a pool
Yeah,
cue in half and be like, you guys fight it out anyway?
yeah. Yeah,
But
Demarcus Lawrence won't talk to nobody. Micah, nobody cares. There's nobody that will pull those guys. There's no Ed Reed. None of that stuff. Nobody that's gonna pull those guys in the locker room and say we're gonna have a players only meeting, and we're gonna hold everybody in here. You just don't have that.
Jerry be
Don't
sitting there.
no
Jerry will be sitting
accountability.
in there with a helmet on and stuff. I'm here, coach. What's going on, fellas?
Yeah,
Anyways,
Be sitting in
this
the
would be
corner
the
with his full suit on and a helmet, acting like nobody knows it's him.
this would be the perfect time for a players only meeting.
um,
Still early.
well, maybe we should hop into this game here on Thursday. Is your guys' thoughts process changed any on this game?
No, we're going to look like superheroes again because it's the
Yep.
freaking Giants.
And they're going to think that we don't have a problem, so we're not going to make any
Yeah.
moves or contemplate any moves for next week.
Well,
It'll be like 40-0, some
I wa-
stupid score like that, and everybody will,
We're back.
yeah, they're back. It's fine.
ladies and gentlemen, hold my beer as I approach the scorekeeper's table.
Oh,
Um, we're gonna lose to the Giants.
Wow.
no, we're not.
Oh, come on.
We're
Wow.
absolutely not. Have you watched them play at all?
Doesn't matter.
They're bad.
It doesn't
They
matter.
struggled to beat Cleveland for a while.
Almost blew it. Yeah.
Yeah, almost did.
I want to stay there. I want to stand on your side, Troy, like I did with Kyle, but it's going to be tough. It's Daniel Jones. I'm trying to paint Daniel Jones in the same picture as Lamar Jackson this week, and I'm struggling right now.
Yeah.
Well, you
'Cause
better
that's
hope
the
I'll
it's
tell
only
one.
you
way to
what,
beat
if we
us.
do
That's the
lose
only
to the
way.
Giants, it'll be a house fire.
But that's the only way they could do it is if they find a way to really run the ball down our throats this week. And I just don't think they've got the
I don't either.
personnel.
Yeah, they don't have that kind of
Yeah.
run game. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I hate to be a
Daniel
negative.
Jones is mobile. He's just not Lamar Jackson.
I hate to be a negative. Well, you don't have to be very mobile and stuff. You don't even have to be very fast to run against this Dallas Cowboy defense.
No, you don't. Because Joshua Dobbs showed us that last year.
All you need to be able to do is have the ability to breathe oxygen, my friend. You can breathe oxygen. If you have that skill set, hell, you can rush for 135 yards against the Cowboys.
I don't know who the Giants running back is right now. If somebody could give me $1 million
Oh,
to
I
name
don't.
who it is,
I don't even
we
want to
will
know.
Singletary.
know after
I
this
don't.
weekend.
I don't even want to
We
even
will
know its
know after this
name.
weekend.
Yeah, you're gonna know it because he's gonna be on. He's gonna be in a Wheeze box the next damn week for
Okay.
rushing for 5 billion yards.
We'll know after this weekend.
Yep, actually, I'm standing up taller even now.
Actually,
I,
we'll shut them down. And again,
I
the
like to
run
change.
defense is going to think they're back.
I'm
Go
changing my
ahead, Pearl.
pick. I'm changing my pick. I
Mm.
I picked the Giants to win.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Wow. All
Oh,
right.
no.
And then who do we play next week? Is it the 49ers?
Steelers.
Oh, the Steelers. Oh, I thought that would be a win. That's probably not. I'm going to have to change my pick on that one.
because Chuck Noll is actually coming back and coat anyways. It's gonna just be a big damn mess.
I hope not, because I think he's gone off this earth.
Yeah,
Because
well,
that quarterback can run.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Cowboy Nation, sorry, but I feel that it's like in my brain. The only way this thing changes, maybe if they do lose, maybe they will fire Mike McCarthy after they lose. Maybe something like dramatic will happen. You know, maybe something
But
crazy.
who are they going
just
to
needs-
promote? Mike Zimmer?
Schottenheimer, maybe?
Jesus.
Atlanta.
Well, you know, Mike Zimmer's 90
Jason
years
Garrett
old.
2.0.
It's going to be Schottenheimer. I think that'll be for him for
Jason
sure.
Garrett all over again.
Jason Garrett, yeah.
Clapping.
I just don't. It's just like this. It's just like I see just like this constant failure, and it's just like it's almost like comical to a point. Like it's like I see bad things happen. I just like laugh. I just can't believe. I mean, and then it's all Dak's fault. Not saying that Dak had the greatest game of all time, but I mean, your defense is still not stopping people. You still got to come.
Dak is the only reason you were still in that. You still even had a shot in the fourth
And
quarter.
once Steele played terrible. I thought BB played terrible. I thought both tackles just played fucking terrible, I thought. Kevin Steele, he's like regressing, I think. He's getting worse.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to look up the roster, Kyle, so you can name everybody on the line?
No, I'm not saying no. I mean,
because there was a good bit of them. I'm just going to give you all the names that are on the roster. That
no, I know
for the
Tyler Smith
line.
had a holding call. Guyton didn't play well. Steele was a turnstile.
Just call
BB
them
kept
all
getting
out.
good pushback into Dak's face. Even Zach Martin didn't have a very good game, I thought. You know what I mean? Like, there was just pressure all around yesterday. And the stupid penalties. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Terrible.
It's so discouraging just to see you get a positive game for it, just to know it's coming back. It's like
exactly.
It's like that play went too well for it not to be a hold. Okay, I mean that's the way. The only way the offense can thrive is by holding and shit. So it's just hard.
No accountability, no discipline. Just
It's just a combination of a bunch of stuff. No accountability. I just think this coaching, it's personnel, it's ownership, it's this is so much shit wrong with this team. It's just something you just can't fix in a week. It's something you can't even fix in the off season. You know, it's just Jerry won't allow it to be fixed in the off season.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah, exactly.
You can definitely fix it in off season. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to do it in season. I'm not sure a bye week is long enough.
You can't fix it with the front office that you have.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
because you know what? It's the same bullshit recycled ideas. There's nothing new. There's no new ideas coming in. Because
that's what I said
Jerry
the other day. The game has passed them by.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's like general managers get fired. There's turnover, personnel turnover, coaching turnover. New philosophies, new way of doing, new way of thinking. It's Jerry Jones' way or no way. It's been way for 30 fucking years. It's nothing is changing.
Yep, and this will happen. We're gonna fail again this season for whatever reason. You know, they might turn it on and win some games, get people excited. but the season's going to end, and teams like Philadelphia will be able to sign like all these damn free agents and shit,
Yeah.
and we're supposedly broke, but yet Philadelphia will keep on signing every free agent that's
hmm
available. Them and the 49ers, and making
Every
these
need that they
trades.
have will be addressed before the draft.
Well,
Yes,
hmm
what's going to make it
absolutely.
worse is we're going to see teams in the playoffs and probably go further than us that aren't even as better than us roster wise on
hmm
paper. Is what's going to
Duncan, if you
happen.
think we're getting to the playoffs at this point, God bless your
Well,
heart.
that's what I mean. You're going to see teams in the playoffs,
Oh
and
yeah,
we're
yeah.
probably not going to be there. And you're going to be like, "How'd they get in the playoffs and we didn't?"
Like
because
Washington right now.
Yeah,
because our
yeah,
roster on
yeah,
paper is fool's gold. We're not that good.
yeah.
I mean, it's fool's gold to believe that Jerry's sitting there he's already trying to back up the turnip truck and a miracle tonic truck, trying to sell the idea that they almost came back, and I'm going to put that in my pocket. That's fool's gold if you want to buy and believe that shit. I mean, the Ravens took the foot off the pedal, or whatever the hell they did. Had nothing to do
Yeah.
with the damn Cowboys. I mean, it had not a damn thing.
Well, the thing is that's going to fool everybody. Is everybody said because I heard the talks that oh, we finished on such a high. If we could just carry that on to the next game, unless we're going to be running the 2 minute offense all game against the Giants, that's the only reason why it went the way it did.
Yeah,
We were barely hulling up. We were running a 2 minute offense basically for like the whole second half of the game, and I said we need to play more up tempo offense like that where we just call stuff from the line, don't give defenses a chance to make substitutions and things like that so we can exploit mismatch. The stuff that teams do against us sometimes.
yeah, that do to us a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Just
You
play like
know,
you're right. Play with a sense of urgency. Like
Yeah.
it was like watching like Garrett offense back there. All right, we're gonna go to
Yeah.
the huddle, break the
Right. You
huddle,
huddle
play
up.
clock goes down to
Yeah.
one. There's no
Yeah.
motion. Yeah, it was like,
Yep.
all right, we got a yard on the
Yep.
first down, and incomplete
Yep.
pass. Now it's third and long. All right,
Yep.
well, we can kick a 65-yard field goal because Aubrey's here, and like,
Yeah.
yeah,
okay, and now
that's
it's 30-28. He's driving.
and that shit's become a circus carnival act and stuff. It's like I don't even
Yeah,
want to see him kick 65 yards anymore.
yeah.
I want TDs.
Put the league down at by
Well,
21.
I definitely want to see it because there ain't nothing else to cheer for.
Good point.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got to get excited about something.
I don't know. This whole thing to me is just it's hard. Like I said, I love the Cowboys. I'll love them
The
forever.
culture, yeah, the
But
culture is just soft. It
but
is because no matter
but
who you bring in here, it's like taking crunchy cereal and soaking it in milk. Whoever comes here is gonna be fired up for about a week or two, and then they're gonna get soggy after about the third
yep,
week.
But they're
yep.
never going to bring anyone in that's not going
Exactly.
to
Well, I
be a
mean,
yes man.
Yep,
Yep.
and that's our
you
whole
had
problem. We talk about this whole thing of fixing the Cowboys, but unfortunately, we're gonna all be gone and stuff by the time this thing's fixed. Because because you got not only got to worry about Jerry leaving, then you got to worry about Steven going
Steven.
also.
Yeah.
but I
So
mean, we brought in Kendricks, we brought in EJ Kendricks from the Vikings.
who
First
played
week,
great? Who
everybody
played
was
great the
like,
first
we were
game?
fired up, and then all of a sudden, it's like now you hear nothing anymore from him. It's like he got absorbed by the milk, the culture
Well,
milk.
no, well, it's
You
because
know,
of Deshaun Watson and stuff doesn't even throw the same anymore. So he's figuring himself out his new way of throwing. He just fucking sucks now. So
Well,
that's
no.
the reason why the defense looked great that game.
I
Well,
mean,
You know,
they're
no
not getting
pressure
pressure.
on
They've
him.
got one sack in the last two games.
Yeah,
One.
yeah.
That was by, I think, OC. I don't know. What's his name? What
Chauncey.
Chauncey. I believe that's our all. Like I said, that's because he pushed Derek Carr out of bounds before the yard marker. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
a technicality. You know what I mean? Like, so it registers as a sack. Like, we have one sack in the past two games. One. Like,
Mhm.
D-Ball has disappeared, as usual. This is what he does for 6 to 8 weeks. He'll disappear. And then Micah, he's not getting, he's chasing people around left and right. And that's, no one's getting pressure. No one's getting set. No one's getting the quarterback.
well, I mean, my whole thing is I understand there's a fascination with Micah Parsons, and yes, Micah Parsons is a one hell of an athlete when he's hitting, full stride. But I think this guy gets a little too much damn credit sometimes. It's like a pass where people have a problem with trying to be critical of this man. To me, I mean, that's just my opinion. I just think that he's very athletic, and that's it. And if you can play outside of his athleticism, if you have, play the technique and have like a technique about yourself, you can beat him. that's just the way I feel about it. I just think he gets a pass. And he says, you know what I'm saying? Way too damn much, just like his damn brother. I mean, that shit pissed me off. But anyway, I'm done with it. I'm done. I mean, it's just to me, it's just like, if you're not providing results on the field, I don't give a damn who you are at this point. You can go home. I mean, he's getting on the microphone talking about things that are clearly wrong that anybody else can see. Does not provide any type of solution. I mean, where's the damn leadership at? Like Ron said, where the hell's the damn team meeting at?
I don't see him on the field like pointing like, "Hey, you get here, you do this, you do that." I mean, I would expect people like he needs to go back at linebacker for what and get told what to do back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing's just falling apart, man. I mean,
I don't think it's falling apart. It fell apart against Green Bay, and it wasn't fixed in the offseason.
No.
It just didn't get put back together.
I think this is like that atypical psychological stuff where you go through something traumatic, and that loss was like a traumatic damn thing. There's some people, as soft as this team is, they might not ever recover.
All in.
Still getting beat.
All in. You're right.
Still getting beat the same way.
All in. Yeah,
all in.
I'm repeating that to myself like, that eggnog, Eddie, that good old fashioned eggnog, like,
all in.
It's just this thing is just hard to. It's just hard to just sit there and support, but I will continue supporting this damn thing until the day I die, and then maybe someday, I hope I can live to see it, and if I don't live to see it, when one of you guys can go through the gates of heaven and tell her like, the Cowboys finally won a Super Bowl, Troy. I'm like,
yeah.
They did win the day after you died, Troy. And that will be the story. But anyways, you have any final words for the people, Ron?
Yeah, we're gonna beat the Giants this week.
Okay, Lisa Lee, final words?
No, I mean, just
okay.
You're staring down the barrel.
Yeah, not the genuine good type of anxious.
I don't understand.
That So Anxious song by Genuine, My Pony, and then he had another song called So Anxious.
Oh, I don't know that.
Oh,
no.
Okay, well, I'll just send it to you. But anyways.
No, it's just one of those things where you're staring, you're looking down the barrel of exactly what I said. It's going to be 9-8, 8-9. You're probably not going to make the playoffs. Like, do I hope that I'm wrong? And I hate being wrong. In this case, I hope I'm wrong, but there's the feeling is not there that there's something drastic about to change. And that starts at the top. I will die on that hill. You can say what you want. Jerry didn't build the team in the 90s. Jimmy did. And that's it.
Absolutely. What do you got, Kyle?
I don't think it's doomsday right now. I mean, if they beat the Giants, which they should, they're 2-2. I mean, this division is not exactly, murderer's row. You know what I mean? Like, the Eagles should easily have lost that game against, they had a miracle last minute drive to beat, the Saints by 3 points. You know what I mean? Like,
true.
The Eagles could easily be 1-2 as well. You know what I mean? Like, Washington will probably blow this game to the Bengals tonight. They'll be 1-2. The Giants are 1-2. You know what I mean? Like, this division is not good. So I think it's still like, the Eagles aren't going to run away with it. The Giants are going to run away with it. I mean, I know making the playoffs isn't exactly just making the playoffs isn't exactly what we want, but like I said, this division is, I'm not writing the team off yet. This division sucks. So.
Well,
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Well, very good stuff. I'm still going to stand on the side over here by myself.
All right.
I'm on the other side of town this week. I mean, and I love the Cowboys, and I hope that I'm wrong, but it's just the way this thing's going and the way people are kind of like starting to point fingers here and there and no one's still taking accountability and stuff. It's just very, very concerning. And you got the turnip truck man sitting there trying to sell us some more shit for the damn week. Make sure you come down and, to the Giant or, watch the game and do all this other. I'm just sick of it all, man. I'm sick of it all. It's just pisses me off. But anywho, as always, it's nice talking about Dallas Cowboy football with my friends. And if you guys happen to have any questions during the show, go ahead. Don't hesitate to ask in the comments. We would love to address your questions on the show. But my name's Troy Hill. Got Lisa Lee. Got Kyle. And got some final words from Starstruck. And what are those?
Where are our Cowboys?
That sounds way better. See you guys next time.